Good morning. There we go. Welcome to Just for Today. Trying to do tech stuff at the same time. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader at Columbia Center for Spiritual Living. Today is January 28th. And what we do on this time of Just for Today is we go through an eclectic reading. I've got a whole stack of books and shelves of books, and whatever calls to me, I reach out, open it up. With the daily readers, I do go by the date, and then I read it. And if anyone joins in, we can share our perspectives, have conversation about it using the chat functions on YouTube and Zoom, or YouTube and Facebook. My apologies. So this morning, I'm using Hazelton Meditation Series, The Promise of a New Day, a book of daily meditations. And this is it begins with a quote from William Blake. A truth that's told with bad intent beats all the lies you can invent. William Blake. And here's what the reading says. The quality of our relationships with others depends heavily on our motives. If we're trying to change our friends, to correct their behavior, or to improve their lives, we'll ensure a poor quality of friendship. The only life we have power over is our own. Trying to fix other people isn't only futile, it's disrespectful. Chronic fixers are likely to attract people who seem to cry out for their services. Over time, the situation usually proves to be a setup for frustration and anger. Self-respect begins inside ourselves. Real consideration for others demands that we treat them with the same respect we'd like to receive. There is no such thing as my telling someone something for their own good. That, um, hmm, it's an interesting thing, right? Because we're saturated in stories, in writings, in movies, in TV sitcoms, and so much of our socialization is based in this. I'm only telling you this for your own good. And so here we have a suggestion that perhaps it's never that. So I'm going to read this through one more time, and if no one joins in, then we'll go into the meditation. The quality of our relationships with others depends heavily on our motives. We're trying to change our friend. If we're trying to change our friends to correct their behavior or to improve their lives, we'll ensure a poor quality of friendship. The only life we have power over is our own. Trying to fix other people isn't only futile, it's disrespectful. Chronic fixers are likely to attract people who seem to cry out for their services. Over time, the situation usually proves to be a setup for frustration and anger. Self-respect begins inside ourselves. Real consideration for others demands that we treat them with the same respect we'd like to receive. There is no such thing as telling someone something for their own good. So we'll just take that into our time of meditation, contemplation. And so with this breath, I recognize there's only one source, one substance. It is the power and presence that is creation itself, eternal, infinite, ever present. That all that is this one expressing, one expressing in multiplicity, one nameless, limitless, changeless creation that expresses new every moment. And so I recognize that while the expression of it changes, the thing itself is constant, dependable, sure. All the words that come to mind, and yet it is indefinable. It is the essence of my being. It is the essence of all being. It is literally what I am, expressing individualized as me, never separate from the whole. And so I can know that what is true of me is true of all creation, that every expression, every form, everything that surrounds the form, everything that is visible, everything that is invisible, seen, unseen, felt, is this one infinite being expressing itself in form. And even as I speak that, I feel the alignment, I feel the calm, I feel the depth of that truth resonate in my being. So it is from that place, from this place, that I claim and affirm that all of life is awakening to the truth of its being. That all of creation is experiencing the unity, the wholeness, the completeness of itself as it interacts, as it relates to, as it communes with other aspects, other expressions of itself. I claim and affirm that I remember that every individualized expression of life has its own journey of self-discovery. The perfection of that is individualized. And I claim and affirm that when I am misguided, thinking I am separate, that I am reminded my inextricable connection to the whole, rather than seeking to make the whole function as I think it should, the separate me. I seek to see the brilliance, the balance of the whole. I open to a deeper understanding of this puzzle of life. I surrender my confusion. I trade it in for curiosity. I commit myself to being honest, to daily, sometimes moment to moment, being intentional to open my mind, to open my heart, to be willing to see all that is before me, within me, around me, as me. To see, to open to experience it all from a clean lens. From a lens of unity. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for the operation of creation that is never against itself, that never rejects itself, that never chastises itself. It simply receives and acts upon in whatever form thought takes, intention, dreams, desires. That this infinite activity is never limited by language. It receives the belief, the deep-seated belief from the core of our being, even in our unawareness, and acts upon it. And as it does, the law of reciprocity mirrors back to us what we believe into it. And it is at this point that I am empowered to shift, to grow, to be honest, to open my mind, and to be willing to change. Not to change the essence of me, but to change the misalignment, to let go of inaccuracies. So it is the inaccuracies that I let go of. I let go of the lie of control. I let go of the lie of power over. And I choose, consciously, intentionally choose this moment to surrender this physical life to the activity of the harmonious operation of one creation. Moment to moment, hour to hour, day to day, year to year. Remembering that eternity has no delineated time. It is simply now. So I surrender to now. And I let it be exactly what it is to be. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.